I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
And a child shall lead them to buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
And a child shall lead them to buy our merch.
Well, mine was on.
Oh, mine was on. Okay. Welcome to the least controversial, funnest, thinnest, shallowest channel in all of YouTube, dear listener. This is Vin. We are Vin and Sori, and we review music. And this is you simplifying the situation.
Well, you're gonna need it. I don't know why you're in this one.
What are you doing?
Can you just put Patreon@gmail.com?
Why?
Because that's the email to that Trello board.
Can't we just get the song? What's the name? The name. Do me a favor.
It's right here.
Let's do this. Hit the link. There you go. Okay, and then yeah, just leave that there and then talk to the people.
How can I leave it there and talk to the people?
You just hit another tab?
Yeah, but you said leave it there. Okay, it's there, but I can't see the stream that way. Okay.
I see what you're saying.
What are you doing?
I see what you're saying. Well, it looks like it's the official video.
Right, it was.
So
well, it says. See, so you see what I'm saying?
So
what do you want me to do right now?
I don't. Yeah. Just tell the people that we're gonna get blocked, but that's okay, and that they need to stay on the stream.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, Gabe. So this one's gonna probably end up getting blocked because it's like rivers of. It's like literally them that posted it. We can still try this one if you want.
No, we're going to do that one. Just tell them that it's gonna get.
Okay, so what happens is if it gets blocked and suspended, we're going to be gone for like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. And then it'll bring us back on. So just hang tight if that happens. The comment section will still be active, so you guys can still chat around with each other. We'll chat around in there with you. And then we'll be back around. So just be patient. Be patient if that happens. Gabe thinks it should be no problem. So we'll see. Hopefully he's correct.
Yeah, we're in good shape. We'll be in good shape.
Yeah, that's true.
And just guys,
buy our merch.
Yeah, if the thing goes down, just stay with us because.
Yeah, I already said that.
Oh well.
You're not paying attention. Okay, anyway, so we're in the middle of a DJ stream. We are. This one is actually going very long because we're getting into all these really long discussions.
Yeah, the guy chose.
Well done, Gabe.
Deep topics, and just. When I saw Acid Bath, I was like, all right, cool, we're going to have some fun. And not that it's not fun, but I didn't perceive the dude in Acid Bath to be a lyricist, but he can write his ass off.
I had no idea.
He can write. Shout out to Acid Bath.
Okay, so our DJ streams, you get to pick the songs that we're going to listen to, and it has to be at least 4 of them, and then that's what makes a DJ stream. You can do just one song, but it's just not a DJ stream. Anyway, so Gabe is our DJ tonight, and these are the songs that he's picked. One thing that's kind of interesting, though, is our song reviews can be anywhere from like 15 minutes to an hour and a half for one song. You don't know what it's going to be.
Sorry, guys.
So Gabe has picked songs that have been like our conversation has gone
Yeah.
long on them. So shout
By
out
the way,
to Gabe
Perkinash,
for
you're exactly right about Baptist, 100%. All right, go ahead.
picking some painful but important topics for us tonight.
Pain.
Okay.
Okay,
and
guys.
Delaney just said, I just made hot cocoa.
Shout out to
Listen,
Delaney.
we have the best hot cocoa
The
machine.
best.
It's a machine that you put the chocolate into the basket and pour the milk in. You push a button, and within a couple minutes, it slowly stirs the whole time, melting all that chocolate, and then you just pour like this.
I want to give like everybody that machine,
But-
and then
okay,
have,
but
and
that
then have
machine-
you, and then have you do it.
That machine, we bought that machine for like, it was cheap. It was like $14 or
TJ
something like
Maxx
that.
things?
At TJ Maxx, he's right.
So you did that
And
for
I went to
church?
go buy another one because some bratty children broke the cover of it. And
Was that me?
no, it was the kids.
Oh,
They broke the cover on it. It can be used without the cover, but I like completion. Anyway, I went to see, they were like, those things are like $80.
Cassio, when is your birthday?
You wanted one for your birthday? They're wicked good.
Cassia, what's your birthday? Cassia, send us an email your birthday. I'm serious. Okay. And don't get all weird, Cassia, okay? I mean, you do admin work for us. I mean, it's, don't be weird. It's okay.
Oh no, she didn't say I wanted one. She said I want one. Oh, I see. Okay.
We got you.
Skylar's like, make one a giveaway for all of us.
We got you, Cassia. We got you. It's Cassia's birthday.
Okay.
I'll never tell, she says. Email, villageschange@gmail.com. I didn't ask how old you were. I just want the birthday, though.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just the
And your address.
the day.
And your address. Okay.
No, yeah.
Let's go. Rivers of Nihil, subtle change, including something about dissatisfaction dance. Let's do it.
That's pretty sounding. Ooh, Gabe, this is good.
Yes.
As you drift back to what you were before you came here.
Happy birthday, Cassia.
You're terrible. It's not her birthday.
Sickness
drummer! Whoa! This shit right here, bro. Saxophone. Saxophone.
Yeah. like this. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. No.
Wait, no. No.
That's
you
it's not
fucking-
it's not an album review. Wow, it's
no,
a very
no,
good
no.
song.
Wait a second.
Holy moly.
Wait.
That is a very good song.
That was, yeah, I mean, 8:35.
Holy moly!
Yeah, that was it. I'm assuming it's one of those albums where one song
Gabe,
bleeds.
it goes into another song. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's one of those albums where a
sorry.
song bleeds into another
Yeah.
song. As you're saying that.
Yep.
Gabe. Whoo! Yesterday, a rating happened in Vin and Sori history
Uh-oh.
that has never happened before and will never happen since. we reviewed Symptom of the Universe by Black Sabbath.
Okay.
And it got an Omega rating.
Vinny went with an Omega.
It got an Omega rating. Those ratings can only be given once in the entire life cycle of the channel. So we had an Omega rating yesterday. Now listen. The drums on this song, Davey pointed it out. The drums on the song were ridiculous. Now I'm not a drummer. Ridiculous. I've never been a drummer. I was in a band with a really, really cool drummer. Yeah, it's Davey J. Shout out to
but
Davey
did you
J.
see the picture?
Yeah, it's one of that's how
that's
you
right.
That's
we saw that before, but I forgot.
That's when we used to autograph our shit.
We might be able to bring that back.
Man, nobody. Okay.
Here we go again.
We'll bring it back.
Anyway, listen.
I'm sure people want autograph shirts.
Here's Gabe. Well, he did. Thank you for.
Well, Dave. Yeah, Dave. That's when we first started.
Anyway,
we're 3 years old now.
Okay.
I don't think anybody wants. Go ahead. Go. What were you saying?
You know so much about that. Anyway, this is the comment that Gabe wanted us to read, and prepare yourself. It is a little bit long, and you know how I feel about long things, but
it's
whatever.
important.
It's his decision. His comment is none needed.
That was his comment?
Yes, it's true. The song needs no comment. I mean, listen to it.
Is he?
That's for song 4 over here. This is
okay.
his.
I see what you're saying.
Song 3, none needed.
Look, the drumming.
I totally agree, Gabe. This song.
The drumming.
Oh man.
The drumming. The Jampy. Where's
Some
my
songs,
shirt?
like they go straight into you, and then from your soul they spread out to all the parts of like into your mind and your body, and you can just feel it everywhere. And this song was one of those songs. It was just beautiful, like just the way that it was. I connected with it. That's what it is. I mean, I think that everybody connected with it.
It was a massively beautiful song, and
I was thinking it needed
wish,
some singing, and then
you know who I wish was here right now in the room?
Who?
Kai.
Oh yeah.
Because me and Kai have this thing. You know what's really interesting is like you're the first like real I love nature, I connect with nature person I've ever met. But for some reason, Kai. Yeah, I'll probably get in trouble. I feel like I'd be out in the woods more if Kai was here than with you.
Yeah, it's not fair. Because I want to go out in the woods more, but it's not safe. I dream almost every single day. I picture myself walking in the woods. Almost every day. But then I'm like, I can't do it. Because I'm trying to respect the fact that could not be safe, but it's...
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then when I hit a certain like kind of breaking point where I'm like, I don't even care anymore, and you're just like super depressed, then I just go in the woods. I'm like, if something happens, it happens. I have to be here.
In the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's good intel. But this song was like, it was about like, I don't know.
Beautiful.
I don't know if the wait, what happened to my guy?
Beautiful.
He left us. There he goes. Yeah, we still care about your eye, bro.
See,
I think if you're bleeding through your eye, you need to go to the hospital, bro.
Unless you pinched it, in which case you got to just wait for it to heal. Well, it depends on how bad you pinched it.
Go ahead.
Well, it's crazy because like some of this, so like this part, can you explain this subtle change, that dull, sweet ache that takes my mind to a place where nothing can see? So for me, it's like that, like it was a positive place, but then it's dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were. Oh, okay, so maybe
before you
came here.
Right.
So you slip into this musical, and then you have to drift back. Maybe that's why I felt like crying about 2 seconds ago when I was talking about the woods, because this song was like that experience, like the path.
Like what Cassia said, I never feels at peace as I do as I'm walking barefoot in the forest.
And yes, thank you. It is barefoot. Exactly.
Where does Cassia live?
Exactly. I used to do it all the time. My
Cassia,
parents had like woods around them, but it was like our yard. So even though I wasn't like deep in the woods, I could still get around nature while still being, in a good spot. And then I hit a point when I was a teenager where I think I was just dealing with like too much depression and different stuff, where I would just say, well, whatever, if something happens, it happens. I have to be in the woods, and I would go. So I've always been like that. But that is beautiful, to a place where nothing can see, dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were before you came here. I'm losing some pieces here at the end, and I can't find exactly where I came in. That is so well written.
Yeah, that line is very interesting to me, because dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were, Mm-hmm. I originally read that as where you were.
Mm-hmm.
dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were before you came here. Mm-hmm. I'm losing some pieces here at the end, and I can't find exactly where I came in. So, this is a C.S. Lewis thing where he says that if you have this sneaking suspicion that things are not as they should be, it's because you come from a place where things are as they should be. Mm-hmm. So it's a really, really interesting idea. And we had this conversation a couple of days ago. Where were we before we were born? Mm-hmm. And that's one of those questions where secular, I'm talking from a Christian worldview, there isn't a lot from a biblical perspective, and you figure there'd be a bunch of speculation about that biblically, but it almost never gets touched on from Genesis to Revelation. Very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have an interesting thought. So remember how we were just talking about that a baby dictates its own growth?
Yeah.
Like it's not the mother dictating what's going to happen, it's the baby. And that is the beginning of your life. And for the rest of your life, you need to dictate your growth. And I've been thinking a lot about that. Like it said, I think it was David. Where's that verse? It talks about encouraging yourself in the Lord or something like that. It talks about, I don't know what exactly it is, but I think that
David was in Gideon. Jonathan came and David said, "I'm going to die out here," and it said Jonathan strengthened his hand in the Lord.
Yes, but I feel like there was something else other than that one. But it doesn't matter. The point still stands that you have to be you have to encourage yourself. You have to it's good to get outside feedback, but you have to within yourself make the healthy choices for yourself. And I was thinking about that. I think a lot, especially. Sorry, getting emotional again. Especially as of late, I think a lot about pain and how necessary is pain and how people have to sometimes you see people's Facebook posts and you think, I think that person thinks they're the only one that's hurting. And sometimes pain makes you think you're the only one that's hurting, but everybody's hurting and everybody has mountains that they have to climb and things that they have to learn. And I was thinking how when we enter this world, you can look at everything as learning and you're gaining knowledge and you're gaining understanding, and even when you fail you can learn from the fail. Everything is an opportunity for learning and growth, and so you can see everything through positive lenses, but I think that when we start looking at it like there's some sort of the universe or God or something is against us personally, and we feel like we have gotten I do think that there are objectively some people that just wow, that's the shittiest hand I've ever seen anybody get dealt. Mm-hmm. But then there are painful things that, your hand has been way shittier than mine has. Not even close. And, but my pain is not, I still have pain and I still have things that I have to go through, and other people are doing that. And so I don't know, I was just thinking a lot about, how we look at pain can either help us or hinder us. So for instance, sometimes, have you ever worked out with somebody who doesn't work out ever? No. And then you've never been in and then they're, how in pain you feel when you first start out?
I would be intolerable to be around. I know that about myself. There are certain people I was I'm never going to the gym with that person.
Okay, yeah, no, I can see that.
I can't do it.
So then
That's why I love going to the gym with you. Because you always put out 100% of the time.
Yeah, we make a good team over there.
We're always the hardest in there. Yeah. Anybody going to the gym, gym's serious, man. That's life or death. So, you can't come in all weak shit, bro.
But, sometimes I've worked out with people that, this is not something that they've literally ever done in their life. And then when they start working out, the next day they're complaining about how in pain they are, but they're calling it pain, but it's not pain. It's soreness because you worked your muscles. And so it's actually a good sign. It's part of the building blocks of getting stronger. But if you look at that pain, all forms of pain are bad and are negative, then you're going to miss out on a lot of growth, and you're going to miss out on positive experiences that will then be colored by negativity, and it'll just feel kind of rot inside you. So anyway, so that I don't know where I was going with all that, but anyway, let your pain work for you instead of against you, and look for the opportunities to grow from each situation. And sometimes you can find yourself let's say you make a really bad decision and you're like in jail for 10 years and like that's like 10 years of your life, but you still have to learn from that situation. So don't spend that 10 years sulking. You got to learn from it.
Sammy the Bull.
No, it's really not that. I know that that's what it
Shout
looks
out
like.
to the homie.
It's not that. I've always been terrified of jail. To be separated from my family.
Yes, you have always been terrified.
Always been a
of
thing
jail.
for me.
You've always been, yeah.
But that level of like control over but the other day I was like, you know, people go to jail and they get out of jail and they survive it. Like you can't do stuff and not get in trouble for it. You
Yeah,
know what
I mean,
you're not going to die.
The human ability
on which jail it is.
to adapt to bad situations is mind-boggling.
But so I was talking to somebody, one of our villagers, their husband's going in for hip surgery. But just the way she worded the email, she knows. It was funny to me. I'll let you read it after. Oh, okay. But anyway, I was talking about how when I was working in the rehab unit, negative people and positive people healed differently. And it was like 100% of the time, if you were negative, you were in there longer, and if you were positive, you were out sooner. It was unbelievable.
Facts.
And the negative people, seriously, it looked like they were experiencing more pain too. And one could say, well, maybe they're more negative because they're experiencing more pain, or they're in more pain because they're negative.
Yeah.
Like if you accept that pain is going to be part of it, and you're just gonna, I don't know, just interesting.
So it looks like he's getting mega esoteric in this song, though, because it seems like he's speaking as some sort of spirit that pre-existed. And of course my little brother, the little homie, I like Daniel because Daniel speaks with a lot of certainty.
Well, he's young. That's how it is.
I like that. Daniel says we were nowhere.
Yeah.
This is a kid who's going to turn 15 in 3 days. A consciousness cannot imagine itself not existing. That's why people kill themselves, right, Daniel? Because they can't imagine themselves not existing. That's one reason people can't accept death and turn ideas to such as the afterlife. Now, my brother, you're speaking with a lot of confidence here,
and you do speak well.
You're very articulate,
Yep.
very
Smart
articulate
kid.
brother. But Daniel,
But pressing themselves
I will
to be
give you
wise.
$500,000 if you can prove your first premise, and I'm good for it. I'll give you $500,000 if you can prove we were nowhere. Now the corollary is going to be, well, Vin, prove that we were somewhere. My brother, I'm telling you, Daniel, that I didn't create these ideas. I'm a Christian. The template was laid out for me. I believe the template. But you are claiming that you have this knowledge that we were nowhere. So, my brother, explain to me how you know that. From whence came this knowledge, Daniel? I'd like to know. Now, the reason I pointed out my brother's age is not to say, look at this 15-year-old kid, he doesn't know anything. What I'm saying is, look at the mind of this 15-year-old kid thinking about shit like this on a Friday night. You know what I was doing at a Friday night at 15? I'm not going to say.
Nope.
Don't do what I'm... Keep on this track, Daniel, is what I'm saying.
We've dealt with your kind before.
Hang out with us.
Yep.
Stay off the streets. Stay away from them gangsters. I'll send you a little bandana. You can feel cool. It's all good. Shout out to Daniel. That's my guy. It's great. I think it's just great. It's amazing. And if you're the parents of this kid, you should be very, very proud. I think his parents are very religious, though. So they don't know he's abandoned ship, huh?
Nope.
Your secret is unsafe with me, Daniel.
No, it's safe.
The whole idea that pain is needed for growth in a Christian worldview would have to go through an omnipotent God. If God is all good, wouldn't he make a better way?
Cassia.
If God is all good, wouldn't he make a better way? Well, the term better is kind of subjective. What do you mean by better?
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're God, you know that what you're doing is the best way. You're not God, so you don't know the mind of God. So how can you say he's not doing the best way? Just because from your finite position you think that he's not doing it the best way, that doesn't mean it's not the best way.
I think, Daniel, what it comes down to when you say better, I think, here's a question, not just for Daniel, for everybody. Define what ultimate good is. Because once you define what the ultimate good is, you can then reverse engineer and decide whether or not something is worth it or better or best. You see what I'm saying? So at some point, and Daniel, I don't know, I don't think it's fair. Like Sadie said, like, look, Vin's got an entire template. He believes that he's got an advantage. I think that's true. That's true. Whereas if you don't subscribe to a major religion, then you got to kind of come up with all these things yourself.
That's true. We have the hacks, the cheat sheets.
Yeah, I've got Augustine Aquinas.
Right.
I've got Jonathan Edwards.
Right.
I've got
Right.
thought through everything.
And we've had generations of debate and arguments within
Correct.
our religion.
Correct.
Us arguing with ourselves to find the hardest truths that we can. So
Right.
sometimes like people come. Okay, I can't pose an argument as good as Vin can, but like sometimes like people will bring these questions. Well, they'll bring these questions to him, and like it's the same questions that like everybody asks a lot of the same questions, and as soon as they ask the question, I know that Vin has answered it like 90,000 times, and so I look at him, and the look on your eyes is like I can tell that like he says, "You think that we have never thought of this question?"
But that's the point, though.
Yeah,
the point is,
we've thought this through. We've argued it through. We didn't.
if I had to come up with my
bury our
own
head in the sand.
worldview myself,
There'd be flaws. There'd be a bunch of the flaws.
Of course.
You're not going to think about everything.
I'd be like, shit, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. It's like, I've had 2,000 years, thousands of people from every continent on the planet.
I know.
With all these different perspectives. So, of course, you're going to have, a packaged answer for X, Y, and Z. Whereas, this brand of secularism, atheism is relatively new in the human story. So, there's a lot of work that has to be done. And so, I know that I'm coming with an unfair advantage. I know that. But the thing is, it's not a game for me where you have an unfair advantage. The reason I have an unfair advantage is because Jesus is the truth.
Right.
It's not like, oh, you have a template for mathematics, so you automatically think 2 + 2 is 4, but somebody else has to come up with themselves. They might come up with a different conclusion. Well, they could, but they're wrong.
Right.
So if you take religion as a subjective thing that people use to get themselves through life, then of course you can't say anybody's right or wrong. But if you that's why I say, like, you have to look at your base presuppositions. If you presuppose that there is a God and that he has communicated with man, then you can't say, oh, everybody could be right, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't work that way. By better, I mean without horrible disasters and suffering, he should be able to figure it out. Well, why is suffering bad? You still haven't defined ultimate good, right, Daniel? So, for example, Daniel, if you had a tumor, a horrible malignant tumor, and God forbid, awudu billah, but if you had a tumor, right? How would we go about remedying that tumor? Well, we'd take you to a surgeon, and the surgeon would wound you. You do realize that. If you have a tumor, you have two options. One is the surgeon could not harm you and allow the tumor to grow inside of you, but he won't cut you, though. The other thing that can happen is the surgeon can wound you, and it's a pretty barbaric procedure. I mean, the man cuts you open while you're alive and jams his hand down and takes out this mask. He's wounding you. But I think in that situation, you would say that the best good possible was to be wounded by that surgeon. I think you'd agree with that. And all I'm saying is, in life...
And to have the truth necessary to accept the wounds of the surgeon.
Correct. Because in life, Daniel, and I hope you never experience this, but many times we have ailments within us that we don't know about until it's too late. Right? So... I've got a friend who's a traveling registered nurse, and she has horror stories about people saying, God, can I get the COVID vaccine as they're about to die? Right? Because of this whole entire situation. So there are some ailments, Daniel, that are inside of you that needs to be cut out of you. And so God will put you, little bro, I'm telling you this because you're very young, you're starting out in life, and things are going to happen to you, bro, and you're going to be like, man, fuck this shit. But I think, Daniel, the ultimate good for you, I'm a Christian, so I'm going to tell you what ultimate good is from my worldview. Ultimate good for you would be for you to know God and be known by him. That's the ultimate good. So whatever God has to do to put you in that situation, I'm good with. I would hate for you to have a mansion, a pain-free life where you never have any Tylenol and any need for Tylenol. You become a giant rock star, make $80 quadrillion. And then you get to the end of your life, Daniel, and you're disconnected from your creator. That's a fucking nightmare, bro. So I don't care what God has to do to get you in the right place. That's what I want for you, because that is my definition of ultimate good. Now, if your definition of ultimate good is something different, then you're going to interpret a good or a bad thing differently because you have a different goal. See what I'm saying? But I'm with you. I'm with you, man. You're a thinking dude. You're a thinking dude, and you're a special dude, man. Okay. But secondly, here, let's go back. So first thing, sonically, these guys were ridiculous. There's a saxophone player in this band. Them on tour with Nihil Viscaris, I think that'd be it.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
And just those two.
Yep.
Because they've got pretty long songs. Mm-hmm. Just those two. That'd be it. We need to call those people and say, hey, we've come up with a new idea.
You know what would be
Lindsay,
great?
get on this immediately.
Okay, I know this would be totally irrational, but if they had like a hotel that was set up so like it was basically like two-way glass, so then you could see out at the band playing, but you could be like hanging out and all night the band's played.
Oh,
wouldn't that be crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ideas galore.
Right.
I feel so. It looks to me like this guy, it is like some being, some spirit, and then he somehow got trapped in this world. It's almost kind of semi-Gnostic in a way, because he's saying, I'm dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were before you came here. Mm-hmm. So you were something else, and it appears that in his mind you were more free, and that now you're constricted into and that you were in this great place, and now you're drifting backwards into nothing, because he says, I can't find exactly where I came in. So he's trying to get back to that state of being, where you're not trapped in this world, because it looks to me like he's looking at this world as like a trap, which is big in Gnosticism, right? Like this physical world is terrible, blah, blah, blah. And it says, and you can see it right there, because he talks about it. He says, I feel it sickens me. I see the sickened entropic vision. So entropy, right, is one of the laws that governs the universe. Everything goes to decay, chaos, disorder, whatever. And so that's one of the exigencies of existing in this universe. Mm-hmm. Unless you're a divine being, is that you're subject to entropy, aging, all that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I think he's like longing for a sort of existence that's separated from here, where you don't have those exigencies. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, I don't think, like if I had a chance to talk to Gnostics, obviously like the giants of the early church talked to them, and they didn't convince him, so I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have. But if I had to talk to a Gnostic or a Docetic, I'd be like, look, man, like, okay, is the physical body the trap, or is it the sin and the curse that comes around with existing in this universe? Is that the trap that you want to escape? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because if you think about it, the only way that a Docetic religion or something like that can go about is if you blame physicality for suffering. And this is kind of where I disagree with certain forms of, I think, Buddhism, which connects all suffering to desire. Mm-hmm. I think. I think.
That's what I've been taught too.
I think. And I don't believe that that's true. So, like, but it's a very, very interesting thing. Like, everybody knows at some degree in their being, like, man, something wrong here.
Off here.
Something is off here. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Even Brother Daniel, when he says, oh, all these natural disasters. Why, Daniel? You're speaking as if there's some sort of standard of goodness that all of us should be able to exist within.
Right.
But Daniel, you believe in a completely random, purposeless universe. How do you get from random purposelessness to we need to have a utopic vision of how human beings should live?
Yeah, that's true. How do people get purpose out of no purpose?
Right.
Or out of order out of disorder?
Yeah.
Or consciousness from no consciousness.
Yeah.
There's just so many questions that are unanswered.
Correct.
With other worldviews.
Now, Vlad, my brother. It's like if frost giants exist, and you'll surely be crushed like the book says. Well, no shit. If it's true, show me some evidence of frost giants. Vlad, I've asked you this question a million times. Vlad, what constitutes evidence for you? And until you can answer that question directly, that, Vlad, is a disingenuous statement. This song is really, really deep, man. That middle and that end. This is going to be what. This is. You remember the Ethiopian black metal band?
Yes.
The Ethiopian black metal.
Yes, babe.
I'm pretty sure we're going to do one of these tonight with this band.
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
Not that. Anyway. Shout out to Jambi. Rest your hand, Jambi. Okay. I love this song. Really, really good song. And here's a fun fact. Guys. The musicians in this song did this all randomly. They just went to the studio. The author, he took his pen and paper and he just randomly scratched out those words. They randomly played stuff on the instruments, and out came this masterpiece. Bless God or no God for random, the beauty of randomness and what it can create. The song is a 10.5 for me.
11.
Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.